Stop. Stop. Get away. Your tail is in my video. Get out. Hey, stop smelling her butt and get out. And your spit is in on my dress. Dude, her butthole is in my face.
Stella's butthole has touched my legs so many times. Stella, come here.
Stop. All right. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Yes, I am in a different location, and some of you may be familiar to this location, while others of you are like, where the freak are you, girl? I've mentioned this before. She's not my official manager, but she's a very, very close auntie and oppa. They're in Paris. So my best friend is house sitting. Like Andy was house sitting this house last time, now Christy's house sitting this house. So I was like, oh my gosh, I filmed my blush collection video there last year. Why don't I come back and do the same thing, but entire blush collection video here back at this house? So thank you, Paulina Jr. Hope you enjoy Paris. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you the run through, the lowdown, from highs to lows to all in between. So that's what I'm here to do today for you. Become a subscriber today and let's go. So first I'm going to go through all of the blushes that have more of it's a powder, but it's a shimmer glitter, not glitter, but shimmer in them. And then just regular powder, then my stick, cream, gel, liquid blushes, then my cream, then my other kind of unique formulas, then my double ones, and then one special one. And then at the very end, I'm going to give you a conclusive, my top favorites, okay? So this is the first thing. This is not a blush palette. It's just my Hourglass palette. I don't really shop from Hourglass anymore, as you know. I think the range is trash and their effort is trash. However, their products were really good. They're probably still good, I just don't shop there. I think there are better places to shop that are more inclusive. But this is in their Ambient Unlocked palette that I got years ago. Actually, Andy bought this for me for Christmas or something like that. But the blushes in here are actually really pretty. It's these two. So this is Nude Glow. This has a more shimmer, and this is Mood Flush. They're both a little bit iridescent. I don't even remember the last time I used this, but it's not bad. It's actually good. I just don't use it that much. But it's a keepsake because Andy bought it for Christmas. Next is the Heimish Glow Cheek. I got this as a gift from Stylovana. This gives me very much NARS Orgasm vibes. I'm not personally a fan of NARS Orgasm. I think this one, if anything, is a bit prettier because it's not as such a hot pink. I do like shimmery blushes sometimes, but I want the shimmer to be not shimmery. And I find this to be, the gold in it is really strong. Like you see that? It's almost duochromatic. So I probably actually won't be keeping this, but I want to show you that this was in my collection. Another really shimmery blush I don't use because it's too dark for my skin and I can't use it as a highlighter is the colored Raine Just Peachy. It's actually a GlowLighter. So I think this is more of a highlighter, but obviously I would never be able to use something this kind of bright and dark as a highlighter. This would definitely be more of a blush. But I think it's a little bit too much of a high-toned, shiny pink for me. So I think I'll also probably be giving this away. It is, however, really beautiful on the eyes. The only thing is, it's so big. And I have other things that I put on my eyes that are similar to that. So I don't really see myself using that. I think somebody else might get better use out of it. And then lastly, for my shimmery blush, powder blush is this classic. I got this as a sample so long ago. This is by Becca. This is their songbird mineral blush, and I think this is actually so pretty. I was obsessed because one of my friends in college, she wore this and it looked so good on her. That's why I got it. It looks a little orange toned here. It's a very nice, like, mellowed blush pink. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a really beautiful shade. I mean, Becca's going out of business, so I don't know if you can get it, but I did get a big one at TJ Maxx and then I gave it away because I'm not even done with this one. So what am I doing? I'd be like that though. All right, moving on next to powder blushes that have no shimmer. This is my reigning true favorite. You guessed it, Patrick Ta, She's Sincere. I mean, it'll be hard for me to hit pan, but I think I'll get there one day. This is what I'm wearing today underneath. I'm wearing actually two blushes. I wear this all the time. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna wear it for my wedding, but chances are very high. If anything, I'll wear it for my engagement shoot. The only thing is you have to really dig into this to get any payoff, but you definitely get it. Like, you get it, but it takes a bit. Like, you really gotta pack it on, and I know that's kind of on purpose. Like, you can see it's very like a nudish pink. It's perfect. It's sophisticated, delicate, dainty, and I hope you can see it. It's very subtle, right? It's fleshy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's pricey, but it's definitely worth it. This isn't my project pan. This is the Missha cotton blush in vintage robe. I thought it was vintage rose, but it's actually vintage robe. And this is a very mauve true toned pink. I like it because it's very simple, and I think this would be flattering on many skin tones. It is a cooler toned pink as well, and I don't have that many cool toned, as you know. I'm not a cool toned girl. It's a true pink, you know? Another favorite of mine is the Fluffy Peach by Shimmer. I've had this for eons of years. It's too old to count. This is a perfect soft pink peach coral. Sometimes I fear that corals can be a little bit too orangey, but this one has the perfect, the only problem is it's extremely light, so it will not work on all skin tones. It could look almost a little chalky, I think, if you're darker skinned, but I think if you're like a lighter skinned, maybe my skin, you just gotta really dig in there though. That's the thing. I mean, this is eons old. I can barely see it. I'm sorry, you guys. Pinky Peach. Fluffy Peach is a really good name for it. More recently, within the past 2 months, or right before I left for Korea, I got this. I've been wanting products from this brand called Persona because it's an indie brand, and I kept on seeing the shade Terracotta and Georgia, their super blush on Instagram. And I mean, I follow their Instagram and I thought it'd be really pretty. I think it is really pretty, and it is definitely a terracotta, but for me, it's almost a little bit too brick orange, not as much of a brown orange as I would like. So it shows up on me as kind of like a not pretty fake tan. I've been trying to give it more chances, but I don't end up reaching for it just because I think it's a little bit too orangey. Like, I would want the brownness in it to be deeper rather than how red it is, but it's still very pretty. I just don't think it works for me as well. It's not like my favorite. Now moving on to more of my liquid blushes. So I've already talked about these I've talked about a lot of these in my cream blush collection, because now I definitely have more cream blushes than I do powder, so you can most definitely check that out. Like I talked about, I have these two cloud paints from Glossier, Storm and Beam, and these are probably my first liquid blushes. I do really like them. I just don't reach for them because I have so many other ones, but I do really enjoy these. Second, I got this more recently, this NYX Sweet Cheeks. This, honestly, like, I feel like it's kind of underrated. I got this because it was on sale really cheap at Target. I really didn't need to buy it, but I bought it anyways. It is a very high-toned pink. I did a huge swatch, but I don't use that much. I use maybe like dot, not a lot. And if you rub it out, you'll get more of this softer blue, purple, pink tone. So I think it's a nice addition to my collection, and I'll use it occasionally because it's newer. So I don't regret buying it. It was pretty cheap too. And this is like a safe option. I think the Sweet Cheeks is a safe option. So if you're interested in trying out one from the drugstore, I would recommend that. Next, I have my Cheeks Kiss from Milani. I really like this one, this liquid blush. This is in the shade Wine Glow. When I think of wine, this is the shade that I'm thinking of. If you're gonna give me wine color, you need to give me this color. This is such a great liquid blush. It's so blendable, so pretty, and it can sheer out, but you can also get really good pigment. And I think the color is so sophisticated. I love a nice sophisticated color. Moving on to some more liquid blushes. These are my Rare Infamous. I will always say infamous because it's infamous to me. You already know how I feel, like, must I talk about them? So the shade Love is dewy, while the shade Joy is matte. But these formulas are sometimes finicky for first-time users, although my friend Hwajung has corrected me 1 trillion times. Yes, now I know how to use them 10 years later. And I also have this sample in Bliss. I actually love this purple color. I actually like purple-toned blush, but let me go ahead and just show you swatches of all three. So this is Love, this is Joy, and this is Bliss. When I first started using these, I thought they were literally impossible to blend out. Now I know how to kind of work. I think it might be best to use your fingers, but I will say it's not as easy. So like, as you can see, this turned into powder and it kind of lightens up, while this dewy one, the Love, can remain a little bit thicker. And I think you have more working time with the dewy one, but with the matte ones, you gotta be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just won't take my time. I just won't chill out. I just won't chill out. But I do think they are, at the end of the day, actually good quality from a great brand. I do really like Rare Beauty, and I would recommend them. It's just first time users, not so much, you know? Then I've talked about this before and how I don't like it. The Fenty Glow from Fenty Beauty. I don't like it. I tried so hard to like it. I gave away my summertime wine one. I know I've shown you guys that before. And like, that's the thing, in theory, it's right up my alley, but like when I actually apply it, it goes to nothing. And it's not, I'm gonna give this away. I don't know who will take it, but I'm gonna give it away. It's not adding to my collection, and I'd rather give it away to someone who may use it and then add something that I actually enjoy. Now, moving on to some more cream blushes. I have the e.l.f. Putty Blush in Bali. Love, love, love this one. I think it's a rich, really rich color, very affordable price, very easy to use, very first time friendly. This is what a good drugstore cream blush should be, okay? I just like dotted it here, and like it's really like that, and I think it provides such a nice flush of color. So if you're also interested in trying out another good one from the drugstore. So I didn't talk about this one in my cream blush collection because I didn't have it back then, but this is the Merit Balm Cheek Color in Terracotta. And I think this terracotta shade is actually a very pretty terracotta shade. I think there's like just many different ideas of what terracotta is, and they may look kind of similar on camera. I'm gonna actually compare the Persona terracotta. Okay, so this is the Merit terracotta versus the Persona. Do you guys see what I mean by how this is a lot more orangey while this has more of a brown nudity to it? I think I like that tone better, and that is what this is. The unfortunate thing about the Merit Balm is that it's very thin. I don't think it lasts very long. It's very pretty. It's just a flush of color. So it's not gonna really give you long-lasting powers, but I think it is a really pretty on-the-go, sophisticated woman look. I just don't like that it doesn't last very long, and so I'm actually considering whether or not I want to keep it. Now moving on to So Soft by M Cosmetics blush stick. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. It looks so good, and I think this would be also considered a more terracotta shade. This one has a more blushy pinkiness to it. It's so pretty. Every time I put it on, I look pretty. I think that's the best way to describe it. It is so blendable. It's such a nice formula. It's thick enough where you're getting good pigmentation, but it's thin and it blends so easily. Amazing. M Cosmetics freaking rocks. Now, moving on to Rare Beauty once again, I have my Nearly Neutral. Yeah! That has a hole in it and you can see the insides of my body in there. And then you have Nearly Apricot. Yahoo! And this is also more of a apricot shade, and this is a mauve pink. Here's the thing. I don't ever use these. Like, to be completely honest, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong, but it's just like the ones that I don't pick them up. And I think it's because it's very cream to powder, which I think I like cream to powders that go more slowly to powder than these that go super quickly to powder. So I think for some people it may be a plus at how quickly this dries down. It's not extremely patchy, but it takes some time to get used to. I think the payoff is really good, and I think the color itself is really pretty. See, this is Apricot and this is Nearly Neutral. They're very, very pretty shades. I just haven't been reaching for them very often. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably give these to someone. These are actually good ones that I'm giving, so you're welcome, whoever my friends are. And moving on to some of my favorite formulas of a balmy blush. Tower 28, Tower 28. And they're coming out with a skin tint, and yes, I will be getting that. I've never gotten so many encouraging yeses. It's been a minute. There's usually people that are like, stop it, stop buying stuff, but not today. Not for the Skin Tint Moisturizer SPF from Tower 28. This is what I would think you would want a balm blush to be. That's where I think the Merit could have gone there a little bit more. I think this is like so cute packaging and everything. If they just had a little bit more pigment to it, I think I would love it a lot more. I don't know what to tell you guys about this formula. First of all, it's freaking bomb.com. Blends like a dream.com, and it sticks like a awesome.com. It stays like a long.com forever. When I first shot the cream blush video, I only had the shade Magic Hour, and then they came out with new shades. And I also got Power Hour, which is this one right here. This one is really wine toned. It is pretty strong, so I'm very sparing with it, but they are wonderful formulas and they're Asian women owned. They're so good. Honestly, I would pick up one in every, but I shouldn't. And I won't. There's too many cream blushes in this world to try, but sometimes you gotta pick up many. All right, and then next, moving on to the more marshmallow blusher formula that I've been talking about. This is from Fui. We have Before Blushing, High Key Sunshine Guava, and High Key Happiness. And I just talked about them in my video, but these are a blush but pillow marshmallow. You can see, like, you see those indents? And this one, it's like a cool tone and a high tone pink. You know what I mean by high tone, right? It's like not muted, but it's like, it's a pink that's up here versus a pink that's down here. You get what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about High Key Happiness. It's a very high toned pink. And I think sometimes it's a bit hard to work with in my color story of my face. But I think when I mix it with the base shade, which is this one, which is very much up my alley, it provides more of a muted color. So Sunshine Guava, another base, and then High Key Happiness. So you can see the very clear tone difference. This one's more of a like pink, orange pink, while this is like a blue pink. And then if you mix either of these with what's in the middle, it kind of mutes it out, brings it back for me a little bit. So I'm all about that one. Another interesting formula, I should say, is, that's right, one of my favorites right now, the Hince True Reflection Glow Cheek. And this would be a more shimmery. So that's what I have on top of my She's Sincere. And it gives you such a glass, like, bare reflections finish, you know? And oh my gosh, it's so good. And this also has that same marshmallowy texture. It's like a suspension between cream and powder. I don't know, but it's so good and it's so beautiful. I want to douse my whole entire face in it. Like, it has the perfect purpley pink reflective glow that just looks like otherworldly. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's not chunky shimmery. Oh, it's obviously a current favorite of mine. And then lastly, I did this in my last video, but obviously Patrick Ta, once again, the double cream take double two show for too good. Oh, you guys, I need to fix this one. I can't show you my She's So LA. My most favorite blush in my entire collection is still freaking broken, and I don't know if I've been rang-tanging it around, but I know I need to do the rubbing alcohol thing. I just have not had time. I can be bothered because I love that blush so much. But I have that She's So LA, obviously my most favorite blush. Then I have the Oh She's Different. This is also very, very deep raspberry, so I don't wear it that often. But when I do, like, it's like those things where you have it and then you never use it, but when you do use it, you're like, oh freak, I forgot, it's so good. So that's kind of how I feel about this, just because it is very raspberry-y. It's right there. And I think if you are a really dark, deep skin tone, I think this would be perfect. Perfect for you. So yeah, that is my blush collection. Again, sizable. It's a lot, and I think it's, again, more than the average makeup wearer. However, I don't think it's like collections of illions and billions and billions. It's just like, dang girl, that's a lot of blush. But not like, oh my gosh, girl, that's a lot of blush. Well, it might be for some people. I don't know, you know, it's your world. It's your life, you know? So out of all of those, I do love those all in different ways. It's like how people love their children, no favorites. Oh no, but I have my favorites. I think, or ones that I love just 10, 14 hairs more. And so I'm gonna share those with you, and that's how I'm gonna close this out. So must I talk about this? Must I talk about him? Like, he is. Patrick Ta just is, okay? Anything that he comes out with, I have him on my lips, on my eyes, and on my cheeks right now. And I think I'm gonna get that body glow oil for my body. He is to me. He is it. So yes, She's So LA, I won't even, and She's Sincere, they will be reigning on my heart, I don't know, as long as I live. As long as I live. Classic. Tower 28 in Magic Hour. It's so easy to put on. Fingies, brush, sponge, no makeup look, on foundation, on concealer, on your bare skin. It's just the thing to put on. So easy. And then obviously my Hince Glow Cheek, Bare Reflections, True Reflections, Otherworldly. Stunning. And then lastly, the tones that M Cosmetics came out with is so much better, in my opinion, than the Makeup by Mario blush stick. I think the Makeup by Mario blush sticks, they weren't bad. They were actually like fine. They were good. But I didn't keep it. Like, you know, I reviewed it and then I ended up returning both of them because I didn't love the colors that they came out with. But M Cosmetics, Michelle Phan, she has higher intellectualization of color tones. Okay? That's just how the river flows at M Cosmetics. So yeah, I want to pick up more of these, but again, what you want is not what you always need. So you know what I'm saying? It's tough out here, but it's great. It's a great time and I love blush and I'll continue to explore and discover more as long as I am allowed to, and my bank account allows me to, and I'll give you the very best of what I have. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it may have been a bit long, but I hope you heard the sincerity in my voice when I talk because I love blush that much. I want to share that with you guys. As always, be nice to your parents, wear a mask, and see you in my Said Yes to the Dress video. Good day, bye!